I recognize the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation. Russia has the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm sorry for taking the floor again. I wanted to once again draw your attention to the seriousness of the situation that has been created with regard to the participation of national delegations in the work of the First Committee and the UN Commission on Disarmament. Now, in spite of the opinions of certain states, we believe that underrepresentation of certain delegations in the First Committee and the obstacles that are being created by the United States in accessing UN events has the most negative impact possible on the work of the First Committee. We all felt it this year. I would like to thank those states who, in the course of this session, expressed sympathy for the position of Russia and who actively supported us in our insistence on making sure that the U.S. authorities change their discriminatory policies against certain states. I would like to once again appeal to the United States to unconditionally and fully comply with the 1947 host country agreement. Except for the United States, no one else but the United States can implement and comply with that agreement. We note with regret that the decision that we believe was a constructive one, that we proposed adopting to resolve and iron out the visa problem, did not meet with the support of the First Committee. So, therefore, the First Committee, as though it condoned the discriminatory policy conducted by the United States. I'm not speaking about all states here. I'm speaking specifically about states who have voted against our proposal. So in this case, the issue that really is raised whether next year our delegation will even receive its visas to participate in the work of the First Committee. We have no such guarantees. And in these conditions, the Russian delegation and a number of other delegations who completely share our position, it will be difficult for them to adopt a program of work now for 2020, a program of work of the committee for 2020, as outlined in document A/C.1/74/CRP.5. Once again, I repeat that due to the lack of guarantees that we have to ensure that our delegations will be present in New York, it's very, very difficult for us to support this document. However, as a responsible member state and as a state who is interested in continuing a constructive and substantive dialogue on the current agenda on the issue of disarmament and non-proliferation, and as an author of a number of some of the most important initiatives aimed at ensuring international peace and strengthening international security, the Russian Federation is ready, once again, to agree with the views of a majority of states and support document CRP 5. That is our position of principle. Once again, I repeat that we once again are demonstrating a very constructive position, and once again we are meeting the supporters of this halfway, even though there have been no positive signals with regard to the issue of access by national delegations of UN headquarters in participating in various events, including in the work of the First Committee. We have not received any signals to that effect. So, while supporting the traditional endorsement of the program of work for next year and joining consensus, the Russian Federation will not break that consensus and will join the consensus. At the same time, we reserve the right to continue in all platforms, including the disarmament platform, to continue raising the issue of access by national delegations, access to UN conferences at UN headquarters. Furthermore, if we don't see any changes in the discriminatory and inadmissible policy of the United States, which is in breach of the 1947 agreement and also violates the basic principles of the work and functioning of the universal organization of its entities and structures, we will most definitely revisit the issue of moving the future meetings of the First Committee and the Disarmament Commission to other venues, and we will continue raising these issues until we manage to achieve a positive resolution of this issue. Thank you very much for your attention.
I thank the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation